Yeah. Well, no, but I really like that. Did you like that, Evan?
I did.
He liked it. All right, let's everyone get in front of our mics.
Which mic do you want?
We'll take the one over there.
Over here.
Sweet.
All right.
So I just found this in my breakfast thing.
What is it?
Sex Spur.
Sex Spur?
Yeah.
Nice. That's the name of this episode. Sex Spur.
Sex
Featuring it.
SEC, not
Featuring
sex. Featuring it, yeah.
So I saw it last night.
Oh,
for
you
the first
did?
time at 10:15.
I saw it.
Nice.
I should have.
I was worried because he originally didn't see it, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I wonder what this episode's gonna be like.
And it was Tuesday, so it only cost me like $5 for 2 people.
Nice.
You're just like, what if you like didn't see it? You came in, it's like, oh, it was terrible. I hated it.
I thought he was gonna do that. Honestly.
Sunday. I saw it Sunday, like a late show, but it was funny because I saw it with my parents. And when my dad walked out, he did not like it, and he goes, "Only thing it was missing was the S and the H." I was like,
Wow.
"Man, you did not like
Wow.
it." So
That's
yeah, he was
surprising,
tearing it
actually.
up. He like halfway through it, he leaned over and was just like, "Do you like this?" I was like, "Why are you talking right now?"
Yeah,
Like, why?
I feel like older audiences would like it because
Yeah.
it felt such a callback to older horror movies.
I had an old two old guys sitting behind me when I saw it, and they had a completely different reaction. They they were watching it, and at one part they were like, "Whoa, this is like when I did cocaine." I'm not even kidding. That's what he said. And I was
What?
like, well, I'm glad.
Yeah. Okay, so we should probably do some formal stuff at the beginning of the podcast. Usually we just start off with a banter, but that's that's what we do. And I'm honestly probably going to leave this in. So
First of all, we're back.
we're back. Yeah,
We've had a long break.
we've actually had a long break. You guys wouldn't know, but like we I don't know when our last episode came out. Oh, we saw the Little
It was in
Hours.
July, wasn't it?
Yeah, we saw the Little Hours, and we did a
even heard
review
of
of
that.
that.
Yeah, what was the little
The Little Hours was like an Aubrey Plaza movie about. It was a comedy. It was like
Dave Franco. It's about nuns.
yeah, it was like a raunchy comedy.
Wow.
It took place in like the 1800s or earlier than
It was
1400s or
really
something.
fucking weird.
It was really good, but yeah, that was our last episode.
That
It's been a
was.
while. So we are, if you couldn't tell already, we were doing an episode on It, the new Stephen King movie. Came out a couple weeks ago, so we're a little behind, but we figure why not talk about it?
Better
It's
late
pretty
than
big.
never.
It's big in the news
Yeah,
now.
it's huge.
Yeah,
I think it's grossed like almost 500 million.
yeah,
Really?
yeah.
It
It's
It is.
Wow.
got a
It's
lot.
the largest grossing horror movie of all time,
Largest,
right?
yeah, sir, yeah,
Wow.
yeah, definitely. So we actually have 2 new members of the podcast on today. Well, first, I mean, I'm Josh, your beloved host,
Yeah.
co-host,
Beloved. Heavy quotations around beloved.
beloved, and who are you?
And Evan.
And Evan, your 2 beloved hosts of the Take Up Reel. And who do we? And to my left, we have
Hello.
what's
I'm
your
Dante.
name? Dante.
I'm new.
You're new. Dante, what made you wanna come on this podcast?
Honestly, I was just walking. I saw you guys. I just came in here today, and I was like, I just sat down in the seat.
He's
Yep.
not even a
started
student.
recording.
Seriously,
He's
don't
actually
even know.
homeless. He's not wearing
Yeah.
any clothes at all right now.
It's really weird. I mean, I've seen it though. It was great.
Yeah.
So,
Good. All right, and to my right,
And I'm Tim,
Tim.
not Timmy,
Timmy.
but Tim.
Timmy.
Yeah.
Why not Timmy?
I don't know. People like it was so weird. People would like call me Timmy, and I was never
Timmy
for
Turner?
that.
You know,
People, I
if you
think, instinctually, I think they say like, "Oh, Timmy." Nah, I
if you
prefer-
take the M in Tim and take that out, and then you switch the I over to the front,
That's
it's
it right there. That's
What's
why I
this?
don't like the movie because it's in my name.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I'm
2
having
letters
a
of it are in
crisis
your
right
name.
now 'cause of
Oh
that.
shit, my last name's Timko.
Oh,
Don't
wow.
call me Timmy though. I'm gonna call you Timmy just because you don't like it.
All right, cool.
That's how we do it here. We upset our new people.
Okay. Yeah, we have some other new people that are probably going to be showing up.
I thought they weren't there going to be like 5 people?
Yeah. Katrina or Kat. She says she prefers to be called Kat. She was going to be here, but she couldn't make it.
So you follow what she prefers, but you'll call me Tim.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Had anybody ever
I'm
called
gonna
you
call her
like,
Katniss.
Timmy boy?
Timmy boy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Like my uncles, I think, will be like,
Wow.
Timmy boy. I'm like, all right.
Are your uncles like from the south?
No, they're not.
Timmy
They're
boy.
from Queens. But yeah.
You look pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So now introductions are out of the way. Oh wait. Well, Timmy, why did you want to
yeah.
come on the podcast?
Well, so yeah, I mean, Josh sounded like it was a pretty cool thing he had going on. The Take Up Reel. I love movies. I didn't just stumble in here like someone else. So.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I know.
But yeah, I love discussing movies, so I figured why not?
Awesome.
Sounds cool. And I did not like it.
You
so
did
that's
not
why
like
I'm here.
it.
I will
All right.
be
I
the
loved
one
it.
person against it. You loved it.
Yeah.
Okay, Evan, what'd you think? Are you, like, first basic, what did you think? Loved it or hated it?
Seriously, just neutral.
Neutral? Okay.
Neutral.
I feel like I'm leaning heavily. I'm like between neutral and loving it. I definitely did not hate it.
Damn. I didn't hate it. I just didn't
I like
first-
how we're saying it, and then like the movie is called It.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Actually,
good.
I had a really weird mess up with my friend because I told him, I was like, I had asked him if he had saw Mother because he told me he was seeing Mother, but he ended up getting pulled over, so he didn't get to see Mother. And then I happened to ask him about that, but then I said I just saw It, and I was talking about It. He thought I meant Mother. So then I was like, yeah, I didn't like it. He goes, damn, I'm surprised. Like I thought like it sounded pretty
thought
good.
it
I
was good.
And then the next day I was like, yeah, we're gonna review It, and he was like, oh, did you see it? I said, yeah, I told you I saw it yesterday, and then
Oh, man.
it's just because of that title. So yeah, it's gonna be weird. Oh, did you see it? Did you like it?
Did you like it? So we have one person who hated it. I guess we should start with that about what you
Yeah.
didn't like, and then the rest of us will bombard you with why you're wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
that's
So
Yeah,
go for it.
Why'd you hate it, huh, Timmy?
Punk ass bitch.
So I think, I think it kind of got old after a while, only because, I mean, obviously you had Pennywise. Spoiler alert, obviously. I'm assuming that we can just
Oh, yeah,
spoil it.
spoilers
If you haven't
all
seen
away.
it, just
Spoil
don't
away.
listen. But, the Pennywise shape-shifting and scaring these kids, it got old. Eventually I was like, okay, they're getting scared. It's Pennywise. You don't have to jump out every time. They weren't instilling real fear, I thought, even though
That's
it's
true.
pegged as like a supernatural thriller, horror, drama. I mean, IMDb lists it as a drama, it doesn't list it as a comedy, even though I thought it was, like, my theater
It was-
was laughing.
I
It was
a lot.
pretty funny.
Because the
Yeah,
kids were
honestly,
pretty
yeah.
funny.
Very funny.
They were fucking hilarious. The fucking Stranger Kids thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stranger Things
He was
kid.
so funny.
Yeah,
Whatever,
he
yeah.
was
so
hilarious.
funny.
Finn Wolfhard. His
yeah,
last name is Wolfhard.
That's so cool.
I love
I
that.
saw my friend sent me an article too that like he got back to the Stranger Things set and was cursing like a
Oh,
lot
really?
because
Yeah,
he was cursing so much and
Yeah.
it was crazy. But
I agree with you. I agree that
Yeah.
after a certain point in the movie, it just stops getting scary, and it's like, come on, we
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
yeah, so it kind of lost that for me of like, oh yeah, it's scary. Pennywise is a scary guy. And the other thing I thought was the kids overall. I mean, I thought it was weird that the kids seemed pretty self-aware about what they had to do, and they struck me as pretty intelligent because they kept saying like, all these adults are terrible. No one in this town cares. We have to be the ones. And then they made so many stupid decisions. Like Bill, for example, leading the pack. You know, he even said, "Oh, we have to stick together. If we're together, he can't hurt us." And then at the end, like once I think
Oh,
it was
he
when
runs off.
Stanley
Yeah.
runs off, they find him. Pennywise runs away for some reason. I don't know why.
Right, yeah, 'cause
and then
then
they all
George
like
runs
hug.
away.
They all huddle, and Bill runs away.
Yeah.
The one guy was like, "No, if we want to feed him, we have to stick
Yeah,
together." He
true.
runs off, and then they're like, "Bill, Bill." They run after him. So, I mean, I thought that they were pretty intelligent. I thought that, but they suddenly were near the end making not intelligent decisions. And then it comes back to that same idea of them having to be together. That only came once they, were in the house, and I think Eddie broke his arm, and they were like, "Yeah, that's why he didn't kill us." But before that, like all their individual encounters with Pennywise, like all of them, when Eddie was literally in his backyard and Bill was in his basement, why didn't he just kill them then? I mean, he killed other kids, obviously. Like the other kid just walked into the sewer, immediately killed him. However, he got that Betty character. Why was it that he wouldn't kill them right there? Like he waited. He got like so close to Bill.
He was building up fear.
I
that's
feel
why.
I feel like
guess.
that's what it
'Cause-
has to be. Is like he likes
I guess.
playing with the kids as much as he likes killing them.
Yeah.
So he's like a cat toying with a mouse.
Yeah.
Things like that.
The way I got it though was that he wasn't even like eating them to like consume them that way. He consumes their fear and just sort of finishes them
Yeah.
off when he's had his
Yeah,
fun
that's-
with
That
them.
was the thing
that
I was
is at the
confused
end.
Did he ever actually like eat any of the kids?
No, because
I don't
at,
think he
the,
eats
at the
them.
end they're all
They're all
like
floating.
sort of floating in the air, like
Yeah.
maybe an arm or
I will say
gone,
the
so-
one thing I didn't like was they kind of had this like throughout the whole film it was like, oh, like maybe he's gonna find like his little brother again, and I was like the whole time I was like, his brother doesn't have an arm anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it was eaten off.
Yeah.
Like,
What do we? So what
That
do we all?
kid's donezo for real.
yeah.
There's
Okay.
no way he's coming back.
he's coming back.
I really liked that opening scene though. I thought that was a
Yeah.
great way
I think
to
that was
introduce the character.
The best Pennywise scene in the whole movie was the
Yeah,
conversation.
I saw the
I
original
agree.
one. Like after I watched the new one, I went home and like saw the original scene.
Yeah.
And like it did a really good job like with the new one, making it like kind of like terrifying. In terms of,
Yeah,
like,
you know what?
eating
You know, I was
inside
reading a Reddit thread about this, and one person mentioned that. So there is that whole idea that Pennywise feeds on fear of the kids, and it's interesting because Pennywise is talking to Georgie right while he's in the drain. And he's talking to Georgie, and Georgie is afraid in the beginning, and then Pennywise is doing like pop popcorn or whatever. He's he's doing all that stuff, and then Georgie starts laughing, and when Georgie starts laughing, you see Pennywise get all serious because he kind of like goes like dead eyed, and it's basically because he's laughing, he's not afraid, and Georgie is so he's not feeding on that fear, which is. And then why he goes back to scaring him.
I guess I was naive when I saw the trailer, and I actually have not seen like the Tim Curry original, so I don't know. But I didn't know that Pennywise was such like a vocal character. I thought it was more of just like a crazy figure. So immediately when they started having this scene right away, I was like, oh,
kinda
okay,
jarring,
yeah.
yeah.
It was like,
Yeah.
and he's just
Started
like saying, I was like, whoa. I was really caught off guard. I did like the opening scene a lot.
Yeah.
I
What did
thought
you
it was
guys
really
think of
cool.
like the Pennywise voice?
I liked
Like,
it.
I liked
a
it.
lot.
I did like it.
Because like
Yeah.
I don't know, the original Pennywise had more of like a city accent. I don't know, like a
Yeah.
very
Did he?
deep like.
I don't
a
remember that
grimy,
voice.
like downtown accent
Yeah.
going on.
And this
I
one was-
liked the that it was like sort of ran. It didn't feel like it had any consistency, like his
Yeah.
identity.
It
Yeah.
was kind of like he was just.
It was sort of up and down in pitch
In
and,
this
and
one?
raspy. Yeah.
Oh well, I guess
Skarsgård,
so.
He didn't have like a fluid voice throughout the
Well, I
entire
feel
thing.
well. I feel like it isn't even a clown. Like it is a. If you guys don't know, like I haven't read the books, but I've like watched a ton of videos on this. But like it is like an interdimensional being, that is like a shapeshifter. Like in the sequel, it's probably going to turn into a giant spider because that's what happens in the book.
Wow.
It's like So he's not he. I guess like that lack of consistency, you can kind of just chalk up to the fact that Pennywise isn't one singular thing. He doesn't have to
Yeah.
be consistent because by nature he isn't consistent.
So he's
That's why I
just-
thought
he's
that was a
like-
good thing.
So is
in the
there an
movie.
explanation of why he's usually a clown? Like why
Because it's what
usually...
children fear the most.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so he's like whatever you're scared of. He's like
Yeah.
that.
And then also to bring it back to what you were saying before about when Bill runs off because he sees Georgie after being like, we all have to stick together. I guess I kind of just accepted the fact that Pennywise has these sort of like what's the fucking word I'm looking for when you like hypnotic powers. He can kind of like control your mind in a way because that's why all the parents in the town are so dumb and they're not like
So they're kind of under like
Yeah,
his
they're under a
control?
spell. Every
Okay,
time-
that I didn't know.
Yeah, every time we go into a house where the parents are, they are watching TV, and on the TV, you could if you listen to what the TVs are saying, they're like chanting these like Pennywise quotes, or they're like at one point they're all like, "We all float down here," like on the
Right.
TV, and like the parents are watching the TV, so the parents are under this spell of Pennywise.
You know what the like most minuscule detail is when who's the fatter kid who's in the library?
his
Ben.
Ben.
Ben from Soch.
Ben is reading a book.
Oh, yeah.
After he gets handed it,
Oh, my
and then
God.
if you notice, because the
Yeah.
focal length is really shallow, so it really only shows him. But if you notice in the background, these two old ladies are staring at him and smiling,
Yep.
really big.
Really?
And that is the.
I didn't notice
I
that.
noticed.
kinda
I
got, like,
noticed that on
shivers
first.
just
Oh,
thinking
I
about
noticed
that.
it. I noticed it on first viewing too.
First viewing. Oh,
Go
it's
back and
so
watch that.
creepy.
Oh my gosh.
Damn.
Oh, I didn't catch that one.
Yeah, it's when he's in the library and the balloon like starts floating behind him. It's right
Yeah.
before that.
Oh wow.
My only thing, I mean, even just with the kids, like that kid, I actually thought was pretty funny. I thought it was weird that like he was able to know all these facts and like. I mean, can you imagine
yeah.
if you went into a kid's room and you saw all that stuff? Like, I wouldn't be like, oh, cool. I'd be like, this is.
That felt a little too
weird.
convenient
Yeah.
to me. Like the fact that he like just could rattle
I
off
think
the
he was just
history of
answering
dairy.
questions for us.
Yeah.
Like, we
Yeah,
were asking,
exactly.
oh, well, and he's like, well, did you know that he comes back every 27? Okay.
Yeah,
Thanks.
it's like, why do you know that?
yeah.
You're fucking
all the
in
kids I
eighth
thought
grade.
did pretty well, except for the actress who did Beverly. I wasn't really a fan. I didn't think she
I
was.
liked her. I thought she was
did
okay.
an
I
alright
didn't think she
job.
was that good. I mean, overall, I think she did all right. But that was the other thing. I did not read the book, but I was reading like some things about how in the book Pennywise never kidnaps Beverly.
Oh, really?
Which makes me, and that's what I also
There's
did
some
not
weird
understand.
things
Like,
in the book,
why
though.
didn't
Yeah,
he?
there are.
Yeah.
Why didn't she float all the way up? Like, why didn't he just automatically cast? Like, she was just there conveniently, so the kids could.
She may have been
Bring
there
it back
just to
down,
draw
or-
the other
Yeah,
kids.
maybe it was like a fishing
To
line
draw
for
the
the
other
kids.
kids.
Yeah.
And Ben kissing her wakes her up.
I thought that was so dumb.
That was
Yeah, I mean,
because
like-
he
Yeah.
kissed her, and then there were like a couple beats where it's like, oh,
Yeah.
it didn't work, and I was like, oh, that's hilarious. They're going against the trope of like kissing a girl and
Yeah.
waking her
And
up,
then it works.
but then she did wake up, and I was like, ah.
There's some
they
like weird
ruined
stuff
it.
in the book though. Like it gets like a lot more sexual
Yeah.
in the book.
Really?
Beverly,
There's also-
Beverly
there's also
takes
just a
all
lot
of
of
the all of
history.
their virginities
Yeah.
Really?
down there in the sewer.
I mean, that's what they were alluding
Wait,
to
in
with
the
her
sewer?
dad.
I didn't know. If
yeah,
it was in
it's
the
like
sewer.
right down there.
Oh my
and
gosh, I thought it was
they
like
just
at
like
the
run a
end.
train on her, and then
Damn.
yep.
Jeez.
I mean, they almost were getting to the
point.
point where they could like the kids were talking about sex. They were talking about
Yeah.
whatever. That her
Yeah.
dad
They're
was
like-
just like, "Are you slutting around town?"
Yeah,
Yeah,
oh,
that was
And what's
so
with these
weird.
kids like being okay with just like really hurting their parents? It's
That's,
kind of
like,
crazy. I
true.
mean,
Well,
now
that
it makes
one
more
I
sense that they're under
understand,
control.
yeah.
Yeah, that one I definitely understand. But all the like every adult figure was just like even Bill's dad was so mean to his teen son about his younger brother's death.
Yeah.
I was like, why
Oh,
would you be
yeah.
like that? He was just like, yeah, he's dead. I was like, dude, what the? You're traumatizing this kid right now. But
Yeah, no, that seems to be a theme in Stephen King movies. Actually, I think like abusive parents is always a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
That would be. Imagine if they put that whole like sewer scene in there, how people would react.
I don't think
oh,
it
yeah,
I
would
think
they
fit.
people would hate the movie
could not
then.
do
Yeah.
It also would have ruined the pacing of everything.
Yeah,
He's like,
It was-
like
I thought that when the bully kills his dad, the police officer, when he's in the chair, when he's under the
Oh,
control,
yeah.
when he gets the knife
character,
back,
yeah.
I felt like that was totally out of place.
It also didn't make sense because I mean that whole character obviously is angry the whole time. Henry, I think was his name, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Something
bully,
like that.
So I'm
Henry
assuming
Bounce.
that Pennywise like gives him the knife back. Is that?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like Pennywise is supposed to be feeding on fear, so for him in the TV it'd be like kill him, kill him, kill him, kill them all.
Because that's not
I didn't
fear
really
anymore.
get
That's
it. That's
anger
not fear,
at that
exactly.
point.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that kid was so
It kinda
angry,
goes
and that kid
against, like,
served like
his
nothing
nature.
but to just die. Like
Yeah, that was just to have a bloody scene in the movie. It felt like to
I
me.
did not understand.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of brings up another thing I wanted to mention was like I kind of felt there was like the death toll in this movie like wasn't very high, and it wasn't as high as it should have been. I was actually kind of upset that more characters didn't die.
More of the kids.
Yeah,
the
more of the
kids?
kids. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like way more
None of
adults
them
than
died.
kids
If
died.
you had to like choose like which kids would you have said like
Probably the Jewish kid,
Stanley.
not because he was
Yeah.
Jewish.
I mean, I there was a couple moments where I was like, he's dead. He's
Yeah, when that fucking
How
thing
did
was
he not?
eating his
Yeah,
face.
it was sucking on his face.
Yeah,
How did
I thought he
not
was gonna die, and I was like, oh yes, we get another death.
That was creepy too. That they
and then like
brought
there was
the
moments where
painting to
Yeah.
life.
there was
That
moments
cool.
where he was just like standing outside, and like it was kind of like
Yeah.
there's like a couple extra moments, and I was like,
Oh,
he's gonna
actually-
get like
And then also I kind of wanted actually, but I think in the book he kills himself.
Who
Not
Stanley?
yeah,
That kid?
Stanley. I
The-
think I think he kills himself like later on. In the book, I believe he's the character who kills himself because he hears that Pennywise is back, and he kills himself for whatever reason. It's
oh,
like
'cause,
27
he
years
can't,
later.
he can't like
Yeah.
hold to his promise or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't want to go back and fight
That
him.
could be interesting in like this sequel or
yeah,
whatever. that
yeah.
comes
The
up.
sequel is going to be strange because the second
be
half of the
older.
book goes like there's like a fucking turtle in space or something like that, like a divine turtle or something.
Wow.
Which made two appearances, like
yeah,
Easter
yeah.
eggy appearances.
Yeah, they did.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, like the Lego.
It was,
Lego
it was
turtle.
the Lego, and then it was also
In the lake.
In the lake, it touched
Yeah.
the kid's foot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, so the sequel, I don't even know what they're gonna do with the sequel.
I hope it's not as CG heavy.
I hope not. I
That-
don't know.
that
They-
actually
there's a
annoyed
big
me a
battle
lot.
with a giant spider at the end. So
So
What
that's
was your
fine.
favorite Pennywise reveal? Like how he would be a certain object and then turn back into Pennywise.
I thought coming out of the fridge was awesome.
That's what I was gonna say.
coming out
That
of
was so
fridge
cool.
was
Yeah.
cool. I was gonna say maybe the pictures, the projector when he comes out of the wall and he's
No,
like
I
giant.
He's huge.
I like
didn't
that.
like when he was huge.
I
I
thought-
didn't like the CG stuff. I thought if they would have made him just a creepy clown who
I
was
like
sort of in
the-
the shadows, it would have been more scary if he would. And then instead of him coming out as
I
this
agree,
giant
yeah.
CG
Oh,
character.
I liked when he was like eating the arm.
Yes, that was
Oh,
good
yeah.
too.
That was kind of cool,
Like-
like that.
I kind of liked the like bathroom scene where the blood
Oh
kinda,
yeah,
like,
Oh, with
shot
the
up.
hair?
shoots
Okay,
up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was cool.
I just like when I see a scene like that, I'm like, wow, it must have been like crazy to film that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just like, all
This
right.
movie had a lot of great moments in it. I think like a lot of moments that I think will stick with me when I think of horror movies and like especially like 21st century horror movies. I think this movie will stick with me in terms of like visuals like that, like the blood spraying out
It
of
kind
there.
of reminds me of like that one scene in like The Shining with like the red.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's
Totally.
like stuff like that kind of like brings you back to like older horror
Yeah.
films.
There was
that-
a lot of that. Like I was discussing with my family after we saw it. Like him just even coming out with the teeth like out of his mouth. That reminded me of Alien.
Alien.
Yeah.
And like
totally.
him crawling back in the well, I thought that was almost like Silence of the Lambs. That there was just a well
Oh,
in
yeah.
a basement.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I got a lot of those like reminders of.
I feel like it's pretty typical though for like good
movies.
horror films to like take stuff out of like other good horror films.
Yeah, for sure.
But like I don't know if it was supposed to be a horror film. I think it's like
I don't know.
It's still like it is billed as a drama
'Cause,
and
like,
horror on IMDb.
when I
which-
saw it, like the moment after I finished, like it was over. I was like, wow, this is like Goonies too. Like
Yeah, Goonies or like
Stranger Things. Like,
Stranger Things or like the Gremlins.
The
The
Gremlins.
thing is,
Yeah.
it's supposed to be more of a galactic horror than just a scary thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I feel like they did a good job, like just like keeping you like more invested in like the characters and actually just being like a horror film, like Lights Out or like The Conjuring or something.
Yeah,
like that.
exactly. Yeah, it does play up on like the fantasy element of it and it being fun and sort of the adventure element of it too.
Yeah.
Because on the one hand, I wanted to see those kids die. For some of them, I wanted to see them die, but on the other hand, I want to see them beat Pennywise. Like that fucking scene where they're all beating him at the
Yeah,
bottom.
and he's
Like that was
becoming
like a
different
huge
things.
triumphant scene. It's like that's what I want out of this movie. I want it to be an adventure where they get to where they've been searching for this whole time, like in the Goonies, and then they triumph over evil. You know.
I really hope the sequel is like that one movie we were talking about, Dreamcatcher.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
hope it's like that.
If you guys haven't seen Dreamcatcher, it's another Stephen King adaptation, and it's fucking bonkers and
Yeah.
it's awesome. It's got like characters with like telekinetic powers and aliens and
Yeah,
and
but
he's-
it's like they're older and like
Yeah.
kind of shows like flashbacks of when they were kids.
Never even
and
heard of it.
They kind of like they get like picked off too. A lot of them die. Like most
yeah, oh yeah, they
yeah.
do. Yeah.
So
But it's really good. Actually, like it's a pretty underrated movie, I think.
And I don't know. Again, I haven't read the book, but the Beverly like love interest, like Ben and Bill, like if Bill and Beverly are love interest, I mean, I guess that they kissed at the end, but how does Ben like wake her up with his kiss? Like, do you know? I mean, do
yeah,
you know
yeah.
who he ends up with?
I have no idea. no.
Okay.
yeah,
Or who she ends up with?
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of didn't like that kiss at the end. The very end with Bill. I didn't
Bill.
like that one.
A little forced.
Yeah.
Felt a little forced. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. I wasn't really a huge fan of that.
That's one of those things that makes it a neutral movie for me.
Yeah.
yeah. I didn't really like that like whole like last scene. It's kind of like I don't know.
Oh, this when they're all like they're doing the blood oath.
Yeah,
and-
the blood oath. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I just kind of
I was like, what is the point of that? Like, can't
Yeah.
you just say that
like
you'll come back?
I feel like it was there
'Cause you
so
care.
that they could show that there's going to be a
There's gonna be
sequel.
Sequel,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and I think it
Exactly.
does happen in the book also. So like a lot of these things that it's hard when you're criticizing an adaptation to be
Yeah.
like, are we criticizing the movie for
Yeah.
doing that or just the story in general?
Plus, like, I'm not like
Or
a
Stephen King
hardcore.
Stephen
ran
King.
high on cocaine.
He was high on cocaine all the time.
That's why those old guys were like, it's
Yep.
like me on cocaine.
Yep.
With Stephen King.
Well, Steve, maybe that was
What?
Steve, no, probably.
Maybe Stephen
shit,
King
that
was in
was
the
Stephen
theater. King?
He just like is
Who
the
wrote
random
this
theater.
piece of shit? Am I right? Someone on cocaine, I bet.
Okay, so I think
Yes.
the perfect example for me on why this movie balances between being good and bad is the basement scene.
Really.
When Georgie is in the basement in
Oh.
the water.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
like
Yeah.
go
That
for
is-
it too.
that's-
I
starts
fucking
off-
love that.
It starts off as the creepiest, most
Oh, but I know
perfect
you're
horror
getting at.
scene.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
smiling in the corner and zooms in on him, and that is
Yes.
so good. And then Pennywise comes out of the water, but then they go and they do this stupid like everything has to become a zombie and start falling apart.
Yeah.
Like we get it, he's
Oh,
decaying,
yeah.
he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Can
true.
we just have Pennywise be creepy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Pennywise could have been Georgie.
Yeah.
He didn't have to work him like a puppet and then explode.
Oh, I like that though. I liked when he like picked him up and smashed him into the water. I thought that was cool.
But the point is,
fuck this
the point
kid.
is they didn't need to do a CG zombie thing.
Yeah, I
to
agree
make it
with
scary.
that. And then like all the music gets really loud. It's like and as he
Man, the
runs up
music
to
in
him.
my theater was so loud.
Yeah.
Which theater did you go?
We went to the Roosevelt Field Mall one.
Okay, I went to the
recliners.
like Lowe's theater.
Oh, the race.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Which like I've never been, but it was like
It's not a bad theater.
It's kind of musty inside,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
still like. It was
I
a
like
big
how
theater.
that theater, the seats aren't supposed to lean back, but they all like the whole row will
Yeah.
like wobble.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Lowe's one isn't that great. I just got Movie Pass.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm getting my thing mailed to me, so I gotta wait for that. But I'm excited to use the shit out
They're
of
all
it.
on like back order, right? If you try to order it,
Oh,
now,
they
it
might
takes
be.
a while.
I have no
I think
idea.
I was talking in.
I really want to get one. How much is it?
It's $10 a month.
$10 a month is not
On,
bad.
like you could see a movie a day
crazy.
for $10 a
I have
month.
to do that. For those of you who don't know what a movie pass is,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Yeah, it's a subscription service where you just pay $10 a month and go to see unlimited amount of movies.
Is that through AMC?
I don't think it's through any major like theater chain, which is why a lot of the theaters are really mad about it because they're losing money.
Yeah.
So I heard the Movie Pass might actually crash at one point, and
So like get it while it's hot.
you get it while it's hot, and also like if like the price starts going up, like next year it might be like $15 a month or $20 a month.
Sponsored by Movie Pass.
Yeah, exactly. But like I was thinking about it, and I was like, why the fuck wouldn't I get this? Because if a movie at the mall is like $14,
Yeah,
it basically pays for itself after one use.
Yeah.
yeah. So.
You know?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I
That's
gotta
what I'm
get that.
saying.
Plus, I feel like it would encourage people to like go see movies again. I feel like that's
Yeah,
the whole point of it.
that is the whole
It's just,
point.
like,
I think.
get people to go see movies in the theater because, I mean, like, it's easier to watch like movies at home, but when you like go to a theater,
It's
just
totally something
With
else.
less distraction, better sound quality.
Hopefully
better
less
picture.
distraction. I
Hopefully
fucking
less
hate
distraction.
distracted
My God.
people. I hate when people
Yeah.
talk in
oh my
movie
gosh,
theaters.
I went to go see like Planet of the Apes,
Oh,
like
yeah.
the new one, and there was just like the whole row in front of me was like all these like little kids, and like
Oh,
just kept
fuck
getting
that.
up and
I have
talking.
I have the exact opposite where I went to go see this super indie movie called A Ghost Story.
Dude, I love that.
oh,
Dude,
I've
so
heard of
good,
that.
right?
So good.
We'll talk about that at some point.
Definitely.
That movie was so good. But I went to this small theater in Roslyn. And
Me too.
Yeah, you went to that
That's exactly
theater?
what- It was,
Maybe
it
we were
was
at
like
the
the
same
only
show.
place that it
Dude,
was playing for a
was your
while.
theater full of like old people that would not shut the fuck up?
When I saw it for the first time, there was like a couple behind me, and then like one creepy guy in the back, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be perfect."
Yeah.
But like those two immediately started talking. I
Dude,
had to
yeah.
ask them to stop, and the other guy, I'm pretty sure he was doing like some.
He was jacking off. What?
He might have been
How do
jacking
you
off.
jack
dude.
off to a
I don't
ghost
know,
story?
but
What the
Rooney
fuck?
Mara was on the
Jeez,
screen at one
maybe
point,
it's
and I
just
see
his
like a
thing.
flash
She's
from like
sobbing,
a phone.
eating pie, and he's just
Exactly.
like, "Oh, I gotta have
Dude,
some of that."
He was making some
Yeah.
weird groans. Like me and my friend were like, "What the
Yeah.
hell
It's
is
like
that?"
this pie scene.
Yeah, weird as hell.
No, yeah, there was these two old ladies behind me the whole time would not stop groaning and be like, "Oh, all right, like when is the shot gonna end?" They threw out the
You
word
can think
pretentious
that,
like
but
4
just stop.
times.
Oh my
Just-
God.
Yeah, she's like,
you don't
"Shut
have
the
to
fuck
say
up."
that. I told this in our class the other day when
Yeah,
I saw,
that's-
but dude, I saw Dunkirk over the summer,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's
and
funny
I had like one of the worst experiences with someone talking and doing stuff because, I mean, that movie had Harry Styles in it
Yes,
from One Direction,
it
and I'm
did.
pretty sure they made it PG-13 so that they could get all these like preteen girls to buy and get their
probably.
dads
Yeah.
and moms to buy tickets for them and go see it. Because right next to me, I had like this 13-year-old girl probably. And during the trailer, she's fine. She's not doing anything, whatever. The movie starts like it's
no.
like it just went. The whole theater went black. It's starting, and I see her like take out her phone for a second. I said, "Are you serious? She's gonna be doing this?" But whatever. She put it away. Nothing happened until Harry Styles came on screen. The minute he comes on screen, I see her like start filming on Snapchat
Oh
right
my
next to
God.
me, and I was like, "What?" I leaned over. I said, "Can you please put your phone away?" She right back at me goes, "I just want to get a picture of Harry." God. And I was like, what?
Why?
Like,
Like
I
aggressive.
thought that she was going to be like, oh, yeah, I'm so sorry. No, she was offended that I even asked her to do that.
Fuck.
So whatever, he's on the screen again. She's filming on Snapchat for like 10 seconds, the most of whatever. I
Yeah.
see he's up there long enough for a Snapchat video.
Yes.
This is before the update. It's only 10 seconds. And now I go, okay, now can you please put your phone away? And she's like, oh my God. And she like leans over, she puts her leg up so that like she's guarding me. And I hear her like whisper to her dad. And then that was it. She was just She just didn't do anything for the rest of it. But
Yo,
it was the
fuck
dumbest
that.
thing I had ever seen. I was like, what? Like, Dunkirk was a really intense movie.
Yeah.
And I liked it a lot, but even that, I was like, what? Like, who? Come on.
It
You
just
can't just do
ruins-
that.
it ruins
Anybody
the
wants to,
experience.
they love their
That's
celebrity. That's why
crazy,
they
though.
go to
Like,
see a movie.
I've never
maybe,
had
but
somebody get like
I've
aggressive.
never had that.
Yeah,
I've never
seriously.
had that.
Towards, like,
Usually they're like,
that.
oh, I'm sorry. I'll put it away. She was fighting back immediately, and she didn't stop. She wanted to
Harry, man.
record
Like,
Harry.
Harry Styles.
It's Harry.
Harry
Shout
was
out Harry
great in that
Styles.
movie.
He is pretty sexy. I'm not gonna lie.
He did. I was surprised
I
that he had
brought
such a
my
big
actual
role, and he did
camera.
pretty well.
He did a
Yeah.
good job.
I
too.
was that guy in the back of the theater jerking off at Dunkirk.
Dunkirk. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. We could talk about Dunkirk at some point too. I
Yeah.
think we've all
Yeah.
seen Dunkirk.
Yeah.
Right?
I have not, so I have to go see it.
Uh,
Yeah.
oh, it's so good.
Really?
I mean, not my favorite Christopher Nolan movie, but
No, probably not.
yeah, I feel like I've gotten a lot of those this year. Like Baby Driver was not my favorite Edgar Wright movie. Dunkirk wasn't my favorite Christopher Nolan movie.
I haven't seen these movies. I've been
Yeah.
behind.
Yeah.
I saw it though.
But you saw
Saw
it,
it.
and you're here.
And I'm here.
You wandered in off the street, and
Yeah,
now you're
no
here.
clothes.
Naked, right?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes,
Right.
Can't
he's still
believe it.
naked. He's hanging dong, pretty hardcore.
I
right
think I
now.
have a breakfast sandwich if you haven't eaten in a couple days.
Anyway, so we should probably get back to it.
Back to it.
One thing that I will say, I believe I'm gonna throw this fact out there, but I don't really know if it's a big fact. I'm pretty sure the director of photography on this film was the same director of photography on Old Boy, and for a bunch of other really awesome movies. And I thought the cinematography of this movie was incredible. One of my favorite parts about it was how good it looked. Do you guys agree?
I definitely agree. I mean, it's really easy to like see a good like looking movie and compare it to like a bad one. And I was very like I don't know, like all the colors and shadow, like everything just kind
Yeah.
of like drew me in.
Yeah, the color grading of it seemed really, really cool, really eerie, and
Yeah.
I just like the dryness of like the town itself. It just seemed very dry and brown, and
Has
Yeah.
that town been used in other things? I felt like
I don't know.
Yeah, was that
It
like
just felt like a very classic 80s
Small
horror
town,
movie,
yeah.
small town. Yeah.
like I thought they could have also shot Stranger Things there. I feel like it was
True.
very similar. It could
Yeah,
have been
maybe.
even the same thing. I don't
the
know.
timing couldn't have been more perfect too, because like people are really into Stranger Things,
Oh, yeah.
and then it comes out, and then Stranger Things is like
About to come out.
about
Yeah.
to come out, so
Yeah.
a lot of people are like seeing it just
know what's
because it
weird
has
is
the actors.
I found a lot of
One of them.
people like complaining about the whole reboots and remakes and shit like that. But when it came out, like I didn't hear anyone really talking about it. I didn't really like. Everyone was just like, "Yeah, I'm ready for it," you know. And it's like, well, this is just another reboot, like any other reboot.
Is it the movie that when they were filming is when all those clowns started coming out?
Yeah, I think so.
And then everyone
Really?
thought it was a
that?
promotional
Yeah, that was about
thing.
a year ago, I think.
Oh yeah,
That
They
was
came
so
here,
dumb.
didn't they?
Why
Yeah,
was
yeah,
There was
there
one
was a
here,
clown here.
There was like I think there was a Long Island clown Instagram page where they were like filming and saying like we're coming for insert this town next, and they were just
I don't.
I-
What
I
was the
hope
point
that
of
was
that?
a
don't
Do we
know.
know?
I don't know.
Bizarre, really bizarre, and they were filming it like with
Yeah.
knives and guns, just driving around. I was like, what?
My friend went to Ohio
Who's doing
State,
that?
and they are one of the schools that went on a clown hunt.
Really?
Where kids got like broomsticks and baseball bats and shit, and we're like going to
Wow.
find people with
Yeah,
knives.
clowns.
people got fucked up during that. They got the shit beat out of them. If you were a clown in some areas, like you got the shit beat out of you.
I was ready to go clown out though. Like had my
Were
costume
you?
ready. Like I was like I'm joining in.
Oh
on the
man, it
fun.
was the worst actually.
Can't
'cause
beat
that
'em,
was
join 'em.
that was
That
around
was
the time-
when I was filming my 47.
Yeah, he made his 47, and I starred in it as a clown, as a killer clown, as a murderous clown.
That's amazing.
So we were like, I was like wandering
It's
around.
your fault. It's your
Yeah,
fault.
I was like
I'm
wandering
the
around.
reason it is a thing.
We went to Jones Beach, and I was like walking in full clown makeup, but
Oh
like
my
at the
God.
beach, and I was like, I don't know if this is a good
And then
idea.
you had Harold.
Yeah, and then I acted in another clown movie.
If you're wondering, Josh is typecast as a clown.
I am.
That's
honestly.
all he
I
can
played
do.
a clown 4 times.
That's the max of his
Yeah.
range. Is happy clown, sad clown.
Sad clown. That's it. That's me. I could have played Pennywise. George-
Skarsgård did an amazing
He
job.
did do an amazing job.
Yeah.
I will give him that. He was very creepy.
I really liked when they just let him go as his character. What he
Yeah.
thought of it as, like when he had the kids just by themselves, like pinned up against something, it was just like screwing with them, like he was
Yeah.
taking the kid's hand, like putting it in his mouth, and like
Yeah.
like just
Yeah.
freaking them out. That was perfect.
That was great. And I really liked his dance when he was down at the thing. Remember
Oh,
when there was
yeah.
like the carnival
yeah.
thing behind him, the fire?
Yeah.
What's it called? The Flargenstau? Flargin
I
something.
had no idea.
That's what it's called.
Did it say that? It was like
No. Someone
Wait,
said that to me.
So does nobody know like the origin of it? Like how did it get to
I think they explained it in the book.
It's been around since the beginning of time.
just
Something
like
that.
plopped him down?
Yeah,
Because
which is
whoever,
weird because
the
they
big
go
turtle.
because he picked this town Derry like however many years ago, right? And like Ben is like reading in this book. He's like, oh, this clown has been around since this time.
There's some serious lore in the
Yeah,
book
yeah, there
about
is.
the town.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a picture in the movie of a woman standing by the well, and it's of her like dropping a baby in. Apparently, it says like a sacrifice, so it leaves the people alone.
What?
To it.
to it.
Yeah.
wow. What
Wow.
The hell?
Fuck.
But how is he feeding on fears with that?
The fear of the town.
Oh,
Yeah.
That
Is
he'll
he-
attack them if they
He's
don't
only
do
in
it.
that
I
town.
see.
Like he never goes.
Yeah, I
I
guess
guess
he's
so.
only ever in Derry.
Which
and
doesn't
then he
really
just-
make sense to me.
I don't know where he goes when he's not
so
around.
arbitrary. Like
I will say though,
Derry,
too,
Maine,
it's kind of like a
Yeah.
funny thing. I forgot that the town was called Derry, so they kept saying Derry, and I was like
Like milk?
like what's happening? And then I was like, oh, the town is Derry.
Derry.
I overall, I think maybe my favorite part was probably like the effects and things like that, especially at the library when Ben goes down, he follows like,
With the
egg,
eggs?
and then that headless thing came down the stairs. And I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
damn, that's kinda
Oh
cool.
yeah, that was fun.
What a
Then he-
fucking dumbass kid.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, I'm just
Sure.
gonna
Oh, I just
follow
saw this
these-
head in a tree, and he was holding eggs in this other picture. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
follow these flaming eggs down into a creepy basement.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got guts though. He's got balls.
Yeah.
for doing that.
Yeah, but
I'd have
again,
been
like
like, nope.
when that stuff happens, like I usually just chalk it up to like this hypnotic power that Pennywise has.
It's
And
like follow the eggs, and then you follow the eggs. That's like his.
Yeah, he's very good at drawing kids.
Yeah.
Because he does it with Georgie, he does it with the eggs.
Mhm.
And that's the other thing that that's why I got so mad that Bill ran away from them at the end, because Bill was like aware that
Yeah, he
no, it's all
understood.
just a trick. If you are not afraid, none of this is real. And that's
Yeah.
why like when they open the door,
Right.
then they're just back
Yeah.
to and Pennywise, like even though he's not there, he's like, oh my god, wait a second, did they just stop believing for a second? But I don't know. Like I thought Bill was. I didn't see why because he wasn't giving off the idea that he knew Pennywise was that George. Like he was still telling them like, oh, I'm trying to find George and everything.
Yeah.
And then right as the Pennywise Georgie is saying all that stuff to him, and then he killed him. I was like, oh damn! And I was kind of hoping. I thought it'd be hilarious if like it actually was Georgie, and then he
Oh,
just kills him.
yeah,
I was
right?
thinking
There's
about
just
that.
like a long break of just like, oh my god,
and then
you
like
see
and then
Pennywise
like
come
Pennywise
out.
comes out.
exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
wow.
what I thought.
But
He
that
was
was
alive.
cool, like the Georgie like extending into
Oh, yeah,
Pennywise.
yeah.
That was pretty cool.
I
did
like that too.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, there were also a lot of other Easter eggs from what I have watched and read. But like, do you remember when? What was the black kid's name?
Mike.
Mike. I
Mike.
knew it was Mike, but I wanted confirmation.
You just wanted to say black.
Black Mike.
You got like
He,
the sick kid, the Jewish kid, the
Jewish
black kid,
kid.
the fat kid, the,
The glasses.
Seriously.
the
Just a
glasses,
crew
the
of
nerdy
tropes.
kids.
Yeah, honestly.
Bill's stuttering. The kid who played Bill, like probably doesn't actually have a stutter. I thought he was.
No, he
like,
was great.
Really
He was
good.
Yeah.
really. Good.
When Mike was like going to like swing at him with like a crowbar or something, like a bunch of like mummy hands or something came out.
No,
of
they were
Pennywise's
hands
mouth.
trying to get out
They were
of
the
the
burning
fire.
hands. Yeah.
Oh well, there was another part
Oh.
where there was like mummy stuff, like toilet
Yeah.
paper coming out of his mouth, and I think that was a callback too, because I think in the book he does turn into
He
a
turns
mummy
into
at
a
one
mummy,
point.
yeah.
He
And,
turns into
and
like
a
a werewolf
werewolf.
and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. What was the thing with it? Was looked like crab legs almost.
Well, maybe because he does turn into
Oh,
a
yeah.
spider later on.
Oh yeah,
so
right.
Maybe
That could be
that.
Oh, I think when he started grabbing Ben, there was like mummy.
Yeah,
thing,
yeah,
stuff
maybe.
Like that. So, yeah.
I thought it was interesting. What was the whole like when he opened his mouth, and then
The
there were like
deadlights?
what are they called?
Three
Deadlights.
deadlights, yeah, the three spinning
Yeah,
lights.
what was that? What
That
was-
that has
That's
something
that's
to do
his
with
true form.
yeah.
Is the
Really?
lights?
Yeah.
not the divine turtle.
Kind
So
of like
I've
a,
been
The-
told.
no, the turtle's a good guy actually.
The
I'm
turtle
pretty
is
sure.
his mortal
Turtle's a
enemy.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
So that-
So the turtle defeats him.
so
I'm
like
assuming.
Yeah.
They
Teenage
use the
Mutant Ninja
turtle.
I think
the
the turtle
turtle.
tells them how to defeat him. I'm not sure. I haven't
I
read the
don't know.
book.
Can
I
he be
haven't read it
defeated? Is that like, or is he just there forever?
Or like a
I
perpetual
think
evil.
you could defeat it.
I think you can, yeah.
How do you kill Pennywise? You just
I have no idea. Well, I mean, in the movie,
I
they,
thought it was pretty clear that they didn't kill him.
Yeah, they did not kill him.
yeah, because he just kind of like
Just drifted down.
drifted down.
Yeah, and
I
the
wouldn't even
sequel-
be sure that he disappeared from the town at that point. Like he didn't. There was the stuff that came off his head, but the rest of his body just went further into the sewage.
Yeah.
tunnels.
So he's like wounded, maybe.
I
or-
guess.
Yeah.
He was. He was afraid.
Why
at the
would he
end.
give? Why would he give them that ultimatum about? I guess it's not really an ultimatum, just a choice. That when he was holding Bill, and he was just like, "If you just leave now, I'll just take him, and I'll feast for my 27 years." Like, I mean, he seemed powerful enough where he probably could have killed them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. I guess it comes back to the whole fear thing because he was kind of afraid of them at that point
Yeah.
because they weren't fearing him. But
And I mean,
I don't
you
know.
could also say that he was lying. You
Yeah.
know, they were all going to walk off, and he was going to get them before
get
they
them anyway,
left,
Yeah.
or something. You know.
Pacing wise, I just felt I don't know like with the I mean obviously they had the time lapse. I'm sure that's how the book goes as well. Like it is a full year, but I don't know. I felt when I was watching like it had gone on for a little while.
Also, it's kind of weird, like, because like it kind of chalked it up to like, okay, well, if he doesn't feed, then he can't sustain himself, and so like they kind of like he doesn't really like finish his like feeding in this one. So, how does he survive to the sequel? Is he just like
My
extra
question
hungry?
is, when he leaves Derry, does he go to other worlds? Like,
Yeah,
is
like,
he on
where
like
is
a
he for 27
27-year
yeah.
like tour of
Like,
the
the
universe?
universe?
Like that too. Is that just an arbitrary like? Oh yeah, I don't think it's exactly even 27 years. I think they carefully say at one point it's like every 27 years or so. Like it's kind of a weird just. He eventually comes back around
Interesting.
30 years or 20.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we got 4 people here who haven't read the book. I don't really know
We're,
much about the
probably read
lore.
the book.
We should have got like a Stephen
We
King expert.
We should have.
Let's
Sabrina, you
dial
know
him
anything?
in. Let's,
Yeah.
No,
Jeez.
Sabrina doesn't know either.
Though that one of the things that they did for the movie was, the series came out in 1990, and
Oh,
the
right.
movie came out in 2017, which is
Damn.
Right.
7 years later.
If the mic didn't pick that up, Sabrina over in the corner over there just mentioned that this movie came out 27 years after the original miniseries with Tim Curry.
That's cool.
That is pretty cool,
Probably. Yeah, I guess they planned that. Yeah.
I guess.
27 years or
That's
so.
Yeah, but we only have to wait 2 years for the sequel because it's coming out September of 2019.
19, right? Yeah.
Wow.
So,
I hope they get good counterpart adults.
yeah, me too. I heard Jessica Chastain was approached for
Yeah.
Beverly?
yeah,
Beverly.
which I could see.
Yeah.
She might be a little old. I don't know how old she is.
I think the
No,
kid
guess not.
actors all did really well though,
Yeah.
because it's hard for a kid
They work
actor
together.
to convey emotion, especially
Yeah.
when there's moments of no dialogue.
Mhm.
But I think they were really good at showing fear and anger and just
And
the
also
whole
comedy,
spectrum.
like the comedy in it was seriously.
They're
on
gazebos.
point.
They're pretty
bullshit.
Those kids are like really good actors though. One of my friends, I don't know if it's like the one who was in this movie, but she was like a counselor at a camp, and like I'm pretty sure it was that kid with like the glasses or one of the Stranger
Stranger Things, really?
kids was like at the camp with like him and his sister.
What?
And she was like taking care of like his sister because it's like the girl counselors take care of like the girls, the guy counselors take care of the guys. And she was saying that he's like a really good actor. Like he'll just get up on stage and just start doing whatever.
Dude.
It's like his thing. Like he
That's fucking
sings and
awesome.
dances and stuff
I
too.
love this guy. His name's Finn Wolfhard.
Yeah, Finn Wolfhard.
Finn Wolfhard.
That's how you know. He's
Dude, speaking of him, are we all excited for? Have we all watched Stranger Things?
Yes.
Yes,
Get the fuck out of here, Evan. Stranger, come on.
excited
Even
for
the
the next
naked
one.
homeless
I don't know
guys.
how
Yeah.
excited I am.
He doesn't have a home. He doesn't have Wi-Fi. He still watched it.
He hacks into Wi-Fi
Yeah.
and watches it off other people's Netflix.
Yeah.
I mean, I just kind of like walk in. They're like, "Why are you naked? Why are you in my house?"
Why-
And then
Yeah.
I'm just like, just watching Stranger Things. They're like, "Oh,
And we're
okay."
like, oh,
I thought it was
Chill.
really. I thought like it was really good. I think they definitely set it up for season 2 pretty well.
Oh,
Just kinda
yeah.
how that-
I
like I,
have to
wanted a lot more, but I was like, okay.
I do have to
They-
rewatch it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I'm gonna
I'll
rewatch
probably
it.
rewatch right.
We actually watched a little bit for my sound design class because if you go back and watch that, the sound design in that fucking show is on point. Is
Really?
the
incredible.
music is awesome.
Yeah.
I will say I'm excited, but I'm not as excited as some other series. One of the ones that I also really liked was have you seen the OA?
I watched the first episode of that.
Yeah,
I
I-
couldn't get into it too much.
It's
Never heard of
really
that.
like
What's
meta sort of,
Yeah.
but I really like that show just because I don't know it got like it did that whole like afterlife thing like, and I always like films that like try to approach the afterlife
Yeah.
because nobody like really knows if that's like a real thing or not.
Yeah.
So I liked it.
Interesting.
And then like there's like a lot of like it does a really good job of like setting up the ending, which like I'm not gonna like spoil because you guys haven't seen it, and whether you see it or not, but it's kind of cool,
Right.
I think. But I'm excited for both, I guess. Also excited for a bunch of other shows that I watch, like Game of Thrones.
I've never got into Game of Thrones.
I'm sort of into Game of Thrones.
I've seen
Very
like
loosely.
5 episodes of season 1.
I
I
have
really
like
don't think it's as good as everyone says.
I have like a binge relationship with Game of Thrones. Like I binge drink or binge watch Game of Thrones. So the first 4 seasons came out.
You got something to tell us?
Yeah, I'm a binge drinker, homeless man who's naked.
Dante, and I'm an alcoholic.
No.
He uses his homeless pandering money to get alcohol and a Netflix subscription.
No, I didn't watch it at all, and like the first 4 seasons came out, and then like one day I was like, I'll try the first episode. It's like as soon as I hit like watch, it was like season 4, and like 2 weeks have passed, and then and then I like
beard.
I kind of took a break. I took a break, and then like it went up to season 7, and this summer same thing happened. So it's like it's one of those things where I get really into it because it kind of gives me like I like the like medieval sort of vibe. And so I like that. I don't know if it's like an A+ show, but it's easy to like get into, binge watch, and then be like, all right, that was cool.
My friend had been like binge watching it this summer to catch up for it, and he just, I mean, my friends got mad, but I wasn't really interested. Like, I'm probably not gonna end up watching the show just because it is such a huge time commitment. I feel, and I'm not that into like medieval, like Middle Earth fantasy type stuff. So, I mean, I like Lord of the Rings, but I did watch, like, some parts of the show just because he was like, this is a really cool part of the show, and he gave me some context. Some of it seems like it's just, like, I mean, not all of it. I'm sure a lot of it is, like, complex plot points and plot-driven, but some of it seems like gore porn where they're really going all out on how
and
much,
actual
like, blood
porn.
and
A lot of
actual
boobs.
naked
season
porn scenes.
1 to 4, I was kind of like, when I got to season 4, I was kind of like getting tired of the show. They did a lot better job, like, in the last few seasons, kind of like getting things to happen. But it's kind of like a cool show because it's like one of the first shows that has like surpassed the novel, and they're like keep going with it. So like
he went on like a different path, right? The writer.
Yeah, because like George R. R. Martin like couldn't keep up with the show, so they're like just coming up with their own stuff now. So it's like one of the first shows to do that.
Yeah,
so I think that's
But,
I'd say
but he is still writing novels, right?
Yeah.
yeah, he's still writing it.
That's interesting.
So I don't know if he's gonna make it different or just kind of like write it to the show.
What if they like accidentally write the same thing and he's like, oh shit, now I gotta change chapter 11 of my new book.
One of my friends who's like obsessed was telling me that he says maybe out of spite or something, he's like, "Oh, mine's gonna be way better. My ending is gonna be way cooler than what you guys are doing." So
It probably will be.
you can do so much more. I feel like in a novel, even how cool visuals can be. He just can go forever on whatever he wants to. There's like a whole bunch of backstories, I'm sure, on stuff
on like the
for people that what Children of the Forest, People of the Forest.
Those like weird.
I don't know why I'm even speaking about it. I've never seen the
No,
show.
there's like these little like elf creatures that like created the White Walkers or something like that. I think that's a spoiler, but whatever. You can't talk about Game of Thrones without like spoiling the whole show by this point. But like it's such a like it's one of those shows that's just like very like predictable and easy to watch. So that's why I feel like a lot of people watch that show. Because like I feel like at one point it's like, okay, a lot of people are gonna die, and then like this guy is actually like this girl's cousin, and they're having sex. Like that's a lot of it.
Yeah.
But it is so easy to predict. I just watched it because my girlfriend had it on.
Yeah.
And it was the episode where Arya gets called in, and you think she's on trial for herself, and then Littlefinger gets killed.
Oh yeah, she like
at the very
slits his
beginning of that
throat.
episode, I was like, she was like, "Oh no, they might kill Arya," and I was like, "No, they're just gonna kill Littlefinger."
Yeah.
And she didn't believe me, and then she goes up and slices Littlefinger's neck.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, that's how it goes."
Why do they call him Littlefinger?
He's got a little finger. No,
Because he goes like this a lot.
He goes like that.
Yeah.
Does he?
Oh, really?
For
I
those of
never
you who
even
can't
like
see,
noticed
we're just
that.
messing around with
Yeah.
that.
Nobody knows what I'm doing.
Right. Okay, so back
Back to it.
Back to it. Yeah, we only got like 10 more minutes, and then
Are we gonna rate
we'll
it?
wrap
Should
it
we
up.
all give a rating for it? Do you like? I don't even know.
Yeah, we've done ratings in the past. We're not very consistent with
No.
that.
Yeah.
We can start being consistent now. Yeah, let's give it a rating out of 10. We'll start with Tim over there, who hates it.
I would probably give it maybe a 6.
Oh, that's not
That's
a
not
hate.
bad.
That's not a hating number at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
But still, like,
I would say light 6, maybe a 5.
okay, Dante.
I'd give it like 7 turtles out of like 10.
Being the divine turtle.
And then, yeah, being the divine turtle, and then maybe like throwing a couple flaming eggs, and that's probably
Right,
It's
yeah.
probably right on point.
F boy,
I'll go to 6.5.
6.5.
Yeah.
I'll go 7. 7
Yeah.
sounds about right.
It's hard for a film to like really get like, if you're really critical about it, like it's hard for
Yeah.
it to ever to
I
get.
think it's
like,
one of the better movies I've seen recently, and certainly one of the better quote unquote horror movies I've seen recently.
Yeah.
It did rely on jump scares like most other horror movies.
So
but,
much.
But
Yeah.
I think it did. I think it had a really nice mix of like that scene with the fucking librarian, that was like watching him while he was reading the book. Like it had an equal mix of like just that like creepy background shit, creepy, just tonal shit, mixed with the jump scares. I
I
think.
just remembered is when the Clark Kent scene. Do you remember? Can I try your glasses on? Do you remember that scene?
Oh, that was
Oh,
At the
fucked
yeah.
up.
pharmacy.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
You look
remember
like
that?
Lois Lane, and I was like,
Oh my god.
All the
Fuck.
adults are either just like jerks or just weirdos.
Perfect.
That's
Yeah.
what it seems like.
Is that what it was like back in the
in the 80s,
In the 80s?
Maine.
shit.
They're all up
Jeez,
in
I
Maine.
gotta ask like
and-
my parents or something.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. But yeah. So 7,
yeah.
5,
I'd say probably like a 5.
6.5.
I mean, I don't think
5.
it tanked. I just feel well, yeah. Again, none of us has read the book. Is the book kind of as funny? Like, are the kids as witty?
I don't think
I
this
don't
is
know what
funny.
the
I
book
think it's
is
a lot
like.
more.
because that's what
serious.
made me
Book is
not really
long.
fear
book,
it.
yeah, book's like 1,000 pages long too. Yeah.
Like,
Really.
Yeah.
it's
Dude,
kind of
I
hard
just-
to.
I knew that they were just gonna like be all right, just because of how funny like they were making it. I
Yeah.
knew that like because if we had seen like kids getting murdered, I would have been
Yeah,
like,
totally.
whoa, and obviously
Yeah.
it would have taken a
Yeah.
different turn. But I kind of knew it was like, okay, well they're just
I
having
really, yeah, I
fun.
really
But also-
wonder what it would have been like without all the comedy.
People like nowadays, I feel like there's a big push to just like have a lot of comedy in any film because like people just relate more.
Yeah, even like all the Marvel movies.
Although it's
are just-
it's
Yeah.
kind of a cheap way out.
Deadpool.
It is a cheap way out, but like I saw it with like a bunch of my friends who aren't really like film critics or anything, and they were like, "Oh, I loved it because it made me laugh." So it's like I feel like
yeah, but it's like, what's the purpose of the movie then? You
Yeah.
know, is it to
Yeah.
make you scared or is it to make you laugh? Because I
Because
understand.
I wasn't afraid.
Yeah, because I understand like using comedy as sort of like a de-stressor, like a palate cleanser after like a big scare or something like
Well,
that.
Yeah.
I think it's good if you
But-
misdirect and go to comedy,
Yeah.
but you can't do it every scene like it was kind of happening in this.
Yeah, I mean, I like that the Finn Wolfhard character kind of like he was like the comedic relief for the whole thing, and then like towards the end, I think it was after what was the asthma kid who like breaks his arm,
Eddie.
the gazebo kid.
Gazebo.
He after he breaks his arm and that all that shit happens and that character, what was his name? Richie? That was his name?
Richie, yep.
Richie is the one who's like he kind of gets all serious after that. So I think after that moment, it felt more serious to me, which I did kind of feel was deserved. But at the same time, I feel like all the other comedy in it is kind of
I wish there was
less of it.
less of it.
Because they're in a pretty serious situation. Like kids are fucking dying and going missing in their town.
I'm trying to.
Yeah.
Is it probably because the story revolves so heavily around kids that it like isn't as scary? Like I don't think it's an effective.
And kids aren't that fucking
drama
funny.
or horror.
I'm also
yeah.
curious.
Kids are not that funny.
Yeah,
I'm
No,
curious,
not at all.
like,
Kids are not that funny.
as to whether or not like when they were like remaking the film, if the director or whatever was like, I want it to be more serious, but then like producers or something were like, yeah,
That
make
might
it more
have
funny,
That probably
because
is
it
what happened.
appeals better to people.
Especially out of Stranger Things, because
Yeah. Stranger Things had a nice mix. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, there's always like that one comic relief character,
Mhm.
but I feel like this film had at least like 2 or 3 comic
Yeah,
relief.
It was
Eddie,
like a little
Richie,
too stressed,
yeah,
for
definitely.
comedy.
They didn't
That's
talk
why
like
I wasn't
kids.
like afraid.
Yeah, they really did not.
They
They
did
talked
not-
way more
there
adult
was
than
a-
kids.
They looked a lot a lot
the-
younger than like they talked.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah. Well, there was all the stuff at the school at the very beginning. They were talking in these very complex, like extremely
They were talking about,
literate
like cutting
sentences to
foreskin
each other.
off and shit. And I was
Well-
like, I had no clue what a bris was when I was in their age. And
Yeah.
I was like, they cut your foreskin off and use it as a hat or something. I don't know. I don't know what they said. But yeah, they were way too funny, I think.
I wish it hadn't turned
I thought it could have
cliche.
been done better. That's just personally what I think. I,
think-
don't know.
yeah, yeah.
Overall, I think it was really cool. A lot of the effects, that's what probably I found like the strongest. And I think the most, overall, the kid actors were like really
They
good.
were really
but
good.
And I guess
I don't know. Just
All
didn't
in
work
all,
for
I
me,
would say-
personally.
All in all, I would say that like enjoyable film.
yeah,
Very-
enjoyable. I go back and forth between liking this aspect of it and really disliking this aspect of it, but I felt like it was a nice homage to older, like 1980s horror movies, like Fright Night and things like that. I don't know if you guys
Yeah.
have ever seen like all those older horror movies where there's a monster and like kids have to take on the monster. It did feel like one of those, which I like, but also at the same time I think I'm getting a little tired of it because we've been getting a lot of
feel
like
that.
nostalgic rehashes of old movies. Like that's all Stranger Things is. Stranger Things is entirely just like nostalgia
Yeah.
run rampant, and
Yeah.
it got really popular. And I think like nostalgia is running like a lot of Hollywood right now, which is why reboots and remakes are constantly coming up. And I think this is another example of that. But that being said, I think for whatever reason, I think that this one was just handled better.
It was handled better because it
Yeah.
felt like it was from the 80s. It didn't
Yeah.
feel like a movie from 2017 that
Yeah.
was supposed to be the
Which
80s.
I think setting it in the 80s was probably the best decision they made. I was worried that they were going to make it modern day. When I heard that there was a It remake coming out,
That would have been. When did it originally takes place? What in like the
The 60s, I think.
60s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, was it?
Yeah.
Did it take place in the 80s or am I wrong?
Oh, in this one?
Yeah, in
Yeah,
this
I think
one?
it was the
That was the
80s.
80s. Yeah, it was
the
the
80s. It started
1988.
88.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, because there was like a Raiders of the Lost Ark thing or something. There's like a movie poster.
There's
in the
that
back.
Lego debacle
Oh, yeah.
with the color of the turtle Legos. That color didn't come out until
Oh, really?
like after 1988.
Like, why are people
Those
getting
Really?
Yeah.
that serious about it?
Yeah,
I don't
right.
know
The
about
internet. Fuck
who,
you,
who
internet.
sees that? It's like that color's off.
What?
I know.
I
I'm
have
the
to.
Lego.
There's just
I
one.
have to
I'm
see
watching
this.
a
There's
movie
one-
right now.
One Lego spokesperson who's like, "What the fuck is that?"
they like stood up. They're like, I'm out of here.
All right, guys. I think
So 7 out of 10.
7 out of
5
10,
out of
5 out
10.
of 10, 6.5 out of 10.
Enjoyable film. I'd
Enjoyable
say.
film.
I don't know if I'm gonna watch it again, personally.
I think I will.
I'll watch it again with friends.
It seems
Yeah.
like a TV Halloween time movie to me.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was
Is it
just one
coming
other
out,
thing.
like,
with the
on
Stranger
TV
Things?
anytime soon?
Yeah.
I think the cooler part of Stranger Things, it's almost not entirely of just like they're trying to fight one monster. I like the aspect
yeah.
of the government too, and like
Right,
they're
yeah,
trying
yeah.
to. What's up
That's
with
true.
those officials? What are they doing? Plus, obviously, in the
Yeah, and that reminded me of
Yeah.
E.T. a lot.
Yeah, when they're yeah,
That's the thing.
so
I mean,
cool.
that's what Stranger Things is. It's just like constant fucking references to older 80s and 70s movies. And I think this one was also, it felt like that. Like, it felt like the Goonies. Like, all the characters, I felt like I was watching, like, new Goonies characters again.
Yeah.
Which was
nice,
which
yeah.
I really liked.
Yeah.
The music was great too.
And the fact that, I mean, you saw it on Sunday, right?
Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, so I saw it a couple weeks ago, but like the fact that like characters' names were still in my mind, like it just goes to show that like I can, and like even the fact that I'm calling them the black character or the Jewish character, like
Right.
all that
Yeah.
stuff like stuck with me, and that's like it's just like when I'm watching the Goonies, like I know I can like Mikey is the main
Chunk.
character, Mouth, Chunk,
Yeah.
Data, all those characters. Like I feel like this, it just kind of it's just like that because I can clearly picture all the characters. And I know who each of them are, which I think makes it a success in my mind.
Yeah, I would agree.
All right.
Cool.
Cool.
All right, so we're gonna wrap this up.
Let's wrap it up. All right, Dante and Tim, do you guys have anything to say to the listeners?
Listeners, well,
No, I don't.
please donate if you see me on the streets.
He's got a Netflix to keep up, guys.
Yeah, I have a Netflix account, and I'm really trying to push to like Hulu. I'm branching off.
Yeah, and he wants Movie Pass now.
Yeah,
so.
Movie Pass too. That would be really nice.
You got a PO box.
It's warm
We can.
in the theaters.
You got a PO box.
Winter's
we can
No,
use
coming.
literally nothing. Nothing to his name.
Yeah. So send it.
He
to
doesn't
my-
even have a last name. It's just Dante.
Yeah. Just like mail it to somewhere and
Find it.
Just write
I'll
Dante
find
on the
it.
box. They'll find them.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yep. Tim,
I got nothing. Have a good week, I guess.
good week. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we are.
Weekend. Is this coming out on Friday?
I don't know when it's coming out.
It'll come out whenever, I guess.
Have a good life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to having more episodes produced and to get the podcast going regularly. Hopefully, we're gonna have at least one episode a week. We got a whole crew of people coming in. We'll probably have them in
Oh,
at some
yeah.
point
Yeah.
in the
Some
coming
young
weeks.
talent.
Some fresh meat.
Some up and comers.
Yeah. So you can look forward to hearing their voices as well as the usual Evan and Josh voices. The huge. All right. So Evan,
Yes, Josh.
it's that time. We haven't done this in a long time.
I know.
So where can they find us?
Oh, God. They can't find us on the website because we don't have one yet because we lost
Coming
it.
soon.
Coming soon.
Via
Via
Don-
via
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 Dante?
the naked man.
Dante's
Via the homeless man.
Fun fact: he's also a web designer. But
Oh,
he's
yeah.
homeless.
I mean, most web designers are homeless. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But they can find us on Facebook. Search for the Take Up Reel. They can find us on Twitter and Instagram at Take Up Reel. Patreon. We have a Patreon page.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Sort of.
I don't
have
think it's
patrons?
ever been donated.
No, we don't
to.
have any
Oh, damn.
patrons or anything. We haven't like
Please donate.
reached out.
That's
Yeah.
where I can get my movie pass.
Exactly.
Right there.
So reach out to us on those or reach out to us at thetakeupreel@gmail.com.
All right, that'll do it. So usually at the end of every episode we say, what do we say?
See you on the next one.
See you on the next one.
Yeah.
See you, yeah. I think I say see you next week or see you on. I don't know.
You say see ya. And we'll go around. Say see ya,
See
and then
ya.
we'll go around and we can all sign off.
Okay. All right. So see you on the next one.
Later.
Bye.
See you on the next one.
Perfect.
Nice.